Hi, thank you for joining me in this series of videos where I look at 7 things my dad taught me. And I want to share some of the things that I learned from dad. Some I learned by watching him. Others were things that he said to me directly. And the 7 are in no particular order. But I think that there are 7 things that would also benefit other people. Things that you can learn from, you can use in your own life, and could maybe make the world a better place for all of us as we start to not only do some of these things, but also teach our own children some of the lessons we pick up from here. I think a lot of the things I picked up from dad, I have been teaching to my own children as well. So for these 7 things, I'm focusing on the things that I learned, the things that mentioned to me. I'm focusing on areas where they are generally principles that are applicable to other people as well. So join me on this journey as we look at these 7 things. So, 7 things my dad taught me. The first thing I would pick, and again, remember, this is in no particular order, but the first thing I would pick is dad always wanted a relationship with God to translate to a service to humanity. That was important. That was, for me, it was the bedrock of a lot of things that he did. And of course, in there is locked the fact that there is indeed a relationship with God. That was just there. He always wanted the individual to have that personal relationship with God. But going beyond that, it was also about how do you serve humanity now that God has become a factor in your life. He believed what the Bible said, which was, if you don't love your neighbor that you can see, how do you say you love God who you cannot see? And in this day and age where all sorts of things are happening in the world today, I think that sense of love, that sense of watching out for your brother, remember the story of Cain and Abel in the Bible. And he said, when he was asked, where is your brother? He said, am I my brother's keeper? I would say that dad was indeed his brother's keeper. Of course, I use brothers in the generic sense of sisters and brothers, but he always looked out for the other person. He always made sure whatever he could do, whatever was in his power to do to help another person, he did. In almost every church dad was posted to, he made sure he set up a health clinic of some sort. There was always a health initiative where people could bring their children, get treated free of charge. And it made a huge difference in the lives of people. It was an attraction to the church. People knew that this wasn't just about talking, but there was a sense of someone actually watching out for them, looking for them. It wasn't a case of the Lord bless you, go and you'll be fed. Dad would always look for what he could do, even if it meant that he was spending his last penny to take care of somebody. He would always go out of his way to make sure that everyone he came in contact with, he left them feeling they had met someone that loved them. And it was someone that loved them not for what he could get from them, but someone that loved them because God commanded to love. So I want you to think about that. Whatever you are doing in life today, Once you've called yourself a Christian, make sure that that thing translates to a service to humanity. Look for people who are less privileged. Look for what you can do to help them. Don't be too inward focused in your own challenges, in your own problems, that you forget to help other people. In one of the articles we put out a while ago, one of the things I said there was this, that Joseph was a very gifted person. You know, the Bible talks about his dreams. The Bible talks about the different dreams that he had and how people hated him for his dreams. You know, even his family members hated him for his dreams. And Joseph was sent to prison, sold into slavery by his brothers, then put into prison, where he got into Potiphar's house. Things just were going from bad to worse, bad to worse. But something struck me in that story. Even in the prison, the gift was working. Don't think that you are in too much of a challenge and the gift of God upon your life would not work. The gift would work. Look out for someone in need and help them. Remember, the point is this: let your relationship with God translate to a service to humanity.